This man is really lucky. I picked up a wounded bird without doing anything. Take it back easily for cooking, even though there's not much meat on it. But what you get for nothing is incense. One bite is full of happiness. The woman next door had less luck. All I found was a parrot head, and she didn't mind eating it cooked just like that. Look at the look on her face when she eats. Do you think this parrot's head tastes good? This time the challenge comes to Bolivia. The erratic weather, plus all kinds of deadly dangers lurking. The natives shake their heads when they see it. It's really brave to venture out here. The show's still getting people over here. Lena's mother has never been anywhere. For her, it's just a vacation. I have learned wilderness survival techniques myself. I have a gift for starvation. And her partner Vincent is much better. He's a wilderness survival instructor himself, master of various survival techniques. This challenge is all about raising awareness. I hope I can help my partner to complete the challenge together. Lena's seen a stranger naked for the first time in her life. Shyness and a little excitement, especially if the partner is a young guy. Vincent didn't think much of it. Naked ass is perfectly fine with him, as long as you're not embarrassed. It can only be someone else's embarrassment. Rena has never experienced this kind of terrain before. It felt like it was very uncomfortable. Soon they both see people in their own clothes. It was a normal first meeting. There was some awkwardness in the conversation. Vincent wanted to talk more about relief. Let your partner relax a little bit. Lena just wants to get on with the challenge. Vincent was carrying a homemade firearm, and Lena had an axe. Whether such survival gear will allow them to complete the challenge. According to the map instructions given by the show team, from the bay, they'll cross the jungle river to the canyon. Wait 21 days before you can go to the extraction point. A variety of steep, rocky terrain awaits them. After a brief discussion, the two decided to go down the river. The show didn't think much of Lena. Let's hope Vincent can carry her through the challenge. The sun over here is pretty toxic. Try to walk in the shade. Vincent learned about plants as he walked. Lena feels like she's dreaming back to class. That is quite speechless. Does he have to explain everything? Like Lena doesn't know anything. She wished Vincent would keep his mouth shut. Unfortunately, the partner didn't realize that. Trying to figure out how to get Lena to sign up. I have to say it's pretty hot in here. It feels like an oven. Watch out for snakes in shady places. Vincent thinks Lena's the real deal. If I wasn't on this side, she wouldn't last a day. There's only a few hours left before it gets dark. We need to build a shelter for the night. It just happens to be open and dry. Vincent soon decided to stay here. I was thinking about gathering materials to build. I didn't know we had one over here. I'll just save a lot of energy and get some rest. The only problem might be the lack of fire. The mosquito was going up the ass. Lena, that itches like crazy. It was hard to get to the next day. It's awfully hot. A water supply is urgently needed, or you'll literally faint from dehydration. Look deep down, hoping to find clean, fresh water to drink. But I walked for half a day without finding it. Lena is feeling a little sunstroke. I just had to stop and retching for a while. Walking in the heat is hard enough, plus not getting enough water. I wouldn't be surprised if Lena got sunstroke. All you can do now is get some eucalyptus leaves. These chews will relieve stomach pain. I have to say Vincent was there. Lena felt she still had a chance to complete the challenge. I don't know how long I've been gone. Finally found the waterfall in the canyon. It's not just a water supply. You can still get food here. Everyone is in a good mood. I can't wait to stay in the water. There's clean water right next door. There's a moss filter here. In theory, you can't drink your stomach out. After a brief discussion, we decided to have a drink. Use leaves to catch the water and drink it. It tastes a little sweet. I feel like I'm coming back to life. Now, where's a good place to build a shelter? It's best to stay a little away from the falls. During the rainy season, people are afraid of sudden floods. So the location has to be good. Vincent, can you show us how to make a fire? Just rub it with the same hands you exercise with. It won't take long to get ash and light it. But it didn't take long to say it was going to rain. They need to build a shelter fast. Otherwise, the fire will freeze at night. This side of the shelter is finally set up. Just a little worried about the falls. The flood came down and it was a real big deal. The show crew keeps an eye on it too. I hope the challenge goes well. Day 3 of the challenge. Vincent's been asking about Lena. Nothing wrong with either of them. Prove it's okay to drink it straight. Although it didn't rain much last night. But it still leaves them freezing cold. The shelter must be set up today, or it'll all be over by the time the rain comes. It's just the perfect place to lay it. Vincent's been talking there. Lena heard it was a headache. I wish I could get him to stop chanting. Vincent didn't think he was wrong. But Verena is a little stronger. You don't have to break your heart for the challenge. Lena couldn't take it anymore. She didn't want to hear the mosquito in her ear. Vincent didn't expect Rena to feel that way. The mood is very uncomfortable. Lena doesn't think she's cut out for a team. The atmosphere in the team right now is pretty awkward. She doesn't want to pander to Vincent. This is the only way to go. It's quiet there at night. Soon the challenge came to day 5. Vincent, while Lena was still asleep, I intend to take matters into my own hands. See if we can hunt for something to eat. He doesn't want to be dragged down anymore. It's time to show off your real skills. In fact, I don't want to speak ill of people behind their backs, but a player like Lena just complain every now and then. It really affects your emotions. Plus, she's not very strong. Vincent really wanted to do the challenge alone. Catching fish in the water is not very smooth. Are we still hungry today? He didn't give up. Been looking for food near the falls. Vincent considers himself lucky. Found fresh blood nearby. A wounded bird was seen not far ahead. Although sympathetic to its situation. But I was so hungry. He's going to bury the bird well. Let him experience the warmth of cremation. You end up lying in yourself. You can get out there and go back to nature. Gotta give Vincent a thumbs up. Lena didn't expect him to come back hunting for meat. I don't know if I can get a bite. Vincent left without saying goodbye and went hunting. Lena was very upset about it. She burst into tears. Vincent wasn't trying to be comforting. I just want to get this bird cremated. That looks pretty good. The smell of meat wafts up to your nose. Lena still got some food, although there's only so much meat to eat. But it also makes the stomach a little quieter. If only there were a few more. The challenge continued on the 8th day. You didn't eat anything back there except the bird. The body is getting weaker and weaker. Vincent had no idea food would be so hard to come by. I feel so hungry for the first time. Looks like we're going to need more exercise. Lena is working on it in her own way. I thought she was setting a trap. The more this shape looks, the more wrong it is. Boy, Vincent's trying to find food. She's here making props for prayer. Said it was to give the bird its soul back, so that everyone can become happy. Luckily, Vincent didn't see it. I would have fainted on the floor. Just came back and was touched by Rena's prop. That is very dissatisfied. What does this thing do? Will it help you get more food to eat? He thinks Lena's on the wrong show. Survival in the wild is a real cut. Lena felt wronged. I was trying to pray for him. Vincent doesn't appreciate it and put himself to work gathering firewood. Lena was really disappointed in him. There's enough wood to burn for a few days. I didn't realize I had to move it to the other side. I can only say that it is not easy. The challenge is on its 10th day. You've been here long enough to eat a bird. The body is already very weak. If things continue like this, I'm not going to make it to the last day. Lena had no intention of helping. It's up to Vincent to get the food. I wonder what the effect of this spear is. Soon he came to the water to fish. Lena's up there watching. Vincente didn't work very well. If it's your own side of the house. Lena had already hunted for food. My husband is much better than Vincent. Never wasted time in the water. I'd have gone to the jungle to get food. Vincent didn't get anything. Just got back to the shelter and found a scorpion. Don't look at this little one. The toxicity is quite strong. Pay special attention to your surroundings. The challenge continues on day 11. As the clouds grow denser, there's some concern about flooding here. The shelter doesn't look very safe. I hope it doesn't flood in the middle of the night. There's really no place to hide this side of the canyon. When the flood starts, you just have to pray for the show to rescue you. The challenge continues on day 12. The hanging heart is finally dead. It was raining harder and harder outside. I don't know how much the water has risen. This side of the shelter is barely holding the fire. Now she drinks rainwater to fill her stomach. Let's hope the rainy season ends soon. The challenge continued on day 14. It's getting worse over at the falls. The water level is much higher than when it first arrived. It's only a matter of time before the shelter overwhelms. Vincent doesn't think he can stay here anymore. You have to plan ahead to move somewhere else. Even if it doesn't flood, the wind and rain alone can freeze people. Fortunately, on the 15th day, the storm finally stopped. The middle state of the two is very bad, especially since Vincent is so exhausted. Lena was rather worried about it, even though she didn't like him. But we still have to rely on Vincent for food. After the night, the situation was getting worse and worse. Vincent was so tired that it was incoherent. What was Lena afraid would happen to him? Call the doctor right away? He's in a worse state than he thought. Fortunately, his life is not in danger. We'll see how it goes tomorrow when we wake up, okay? Day 16 of the challenge. Vincent found that very difficult. He's not showing any signs of improvement. This challenge is definitely unattainable. Lena looked at Vincent and he didn't move. Call out his name immediately, although he didn't lose consciousness. But I'm about to faint. He doesn't want to be here anymore. We need to quit the challenge and go home and eat. Lena knew if her partner left, I don't think I can hold out much longer. I'm afraid no one can complete this challenge. Vincent wanted Rena to make an effort. Prove that you're not here to hug your thighs. Lena see partner to go. The mood is quite uncomfortable. People think that after Vincent left, can Lena make it to the end? Now I'm on my own. She's feeling a lot of pressure. Whether it's gathering firewood or foraging for food, I don't want to do one thing. Her husband had encouraged her to persevere before she came. I don't know if my body can last 21 days. Take it one day at a time as long as you can. The challenge continued on day 18. Lena gathered as much firewood as she could to burn. If it doesn't rain, it should last till dawn. I drew a smiley face on the stone to represent Vincent. I hope I can accompany myself to the end of the challenge. Even though she said she didn't like him. But it's so bad to be alone. She doesn't know what else to do. I used to just lie down and rest. The feeling of hunger is getting worse and worse. If you want to finish the challenge, I have to try and hunt for food myself. There are quite a few fish swimming around. She had a hard time focusing on a slower one. Too bad it won't pierce. It's a waste of energy here. Just when he thought he was going hungry. Suddenly, there's a parrot's head. It smells kind of fresh. I don't know how it got there, do I? But food is enough. Take it home and roast it immediately. She is confident that she can complete the challenge after eating. You know what? Prove yourself. It doesn't taste very good. Try to swallow it all. I wouldn't have eaten it before. I was so hungry. The challenge continues on the 20th day. I thought she could do it alone. I didn't expect my body to suddenly feel very uncomfortable. The pain made her squeal. Just get the doctor to check it out. There's a good chance it was the parrot's head. Medical care is limited here. It's best if we get it to the hospital. Just one more day to finish the challenge. Things like this happen to Lena. The mood is collapsing. The show team rushed to the hospital overnight. Funny how local doctors didn't find anything wrong. Just need more antibiotics. I'm sorry no one was able to complete the challenge. I hope they can recover soon. After watching it, do you still dare to come and experience it?